Um, they run the ball quite a bit. They've been pretty good at running the ball. Much more so than they have in the past. I mean, they are ninth in rushing. I mean, that's hardly, in the past, they've been way down there. So it's a different kind of a team. Now, as far as letdowns and all that stuff, well, I'd like to throw that out the window. From my point of view, there are no letdowns when it's sudden death and you go home. I think these are professional athletes. They have a lot of desire. They want to win the championship, and they all feel like they can. And the reason they feel more so like they can is in the past few years, we've had a number of teams that are wild card teams playing every game on the road. Look at last year. Go back to Pittsburgh. You got situations like that. They're wild card teams never playing a home game, and they get the motivation, and they get the momentum going in their favor, and they're very tough to beat. Now, we don't talk too much about what happens with the home teams. The home teams are favored. They're expected to win. They're rested, but they don't have the momentum because they've been sitting. Now, you got teams that have been playing every week, all year long. Their football players are tremendous athletes. They want to play. Yes, they want to rest the bruises and everything else. But you can get complacent and you can get a little cocky. Now, especially when you have games, we're not talking about it, when you have games where there's rematches. This isn't a rematch game from this year. But in that game, the Colts got way down. Kansas City should have won the game. And the reason they didn't win the game, in my opinion, was they had an enormous number of injuries in that game. I mean, they lost 4 players that didn't finish. 6 players were hurt, missed some time. Alex Smith never played a better game as a pro ever. He was creative. He was mobile. He threw good passes. But they just lost too many weapons. And Andrew Luck is just absolutely incredible. He's an incredible athlete, a very smart athlete. He is not a loser. He's a winner. This guy doesn't give up. And I think the rest of the team picks that up. There's a very dangerous underdog here with the Colts. I don't care how tired they are or how flat a lot of people think they might be. When you got a team like the Patriots, who are 2-9 ATS in their last 11 playoff games, that means, guess what, folks? That means they're overrated. The lines makers make their lines too big because of who they are. The value, I'm not saying the winner is, but the value is with the underdog anytime you're going against an overrated football team, or I should say an overpriced football team.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I'll tell you that of the 4 games this weekend, this is the one I've got the weakest opinion on. I think it's a really tough game for me. You make a lot of sense with what you said, Jim. We're going to check in with our man on the street, John Crinton. He has a free pick coming from Mr. Vegas. John, what do you got?
Thanks, guys. Got a free pick coming up in the NFL from Mr. Vegas. It's a total. But first, Mr. Vegas has 3 games of the year going on Saturday. You get 2 college basketball conference games of the year, as well as his NFL playoff game of the year. You get all 3 of these plays for $9 with a 3-0 guarantee. You will go 3-0, get the rest of the month in all sports free. Mr. Vegas had his NFL game of the year. That was the San Diego Chargers when they beat Oakland 26-13. Last month he had his bowl game of the year. That was Marshall as they whipped Maryland 31-20. Goes for the trifecta this weekend. All 3 of these games of the year going Saturday. $9, 1-866-896-1627. Okay, your free play from Mr. Vegas. It's going to be a total in the NFL. It's Saturday night as the Colts and Patriots are battling in New England. You got a pair of dynamite quarterbacks meeting. The weather is mild in Foxborough. Quarterback Andrew Luck, he's off a monster game against Kansas City, 29 of 45 passing, 443 yards and 4 touchdowns. But boy, can this Colts defense stop anyone? They allowed 44 points to a conservative Kansas City offense that lost its best player, Jamal Charles, early on. Indianapolis is on a 6-1 run over the total against a team with a winning record, and they'll be facing Tom Brady and the attacking up-tempo New England offense. The Patriots also have a weak defense, 18th against the pass, 30th against the run. The Patriots are 38-17 over the total against the AFC, and the last 4 meetings between these teams, 4-0 over the total. Your free play Saturday night, play the Colts Patriots over the total. Remember, Mr. Vegas has that special on Saturday, 3 games of the year going. 2 in college basketball. 1 is NFL playoff game of the year. All 3 for $9 with that 3-0 guarantee from Mr. Vegas. 1-866-896-1627.
All right, John, thanks, and good luck this weekend. Free plays. We have them every day. There's one really easy way to get these. You don't have to call. You don't have to do anything. Just text. Well, for mine, just text COKIN, C-O-K-I-N, to 313131. I've mentioned this a few times, going back to when we started doing this. I'm over 100 games to the good. Now, there's, the vigorous factors into that. So you're not ahead 100 units. But if you've played 1 unit on every game, even factoring in the prices on baseball, you're up well over 70 units on free plays. That's a lot of free money. So no reason not to do this. Just text COKIN, C-O-K-I-N, to 313131, and you get back a text message with the day's free play. And, Jim, they can get yours in basically the same exact fashion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just text WINNER, WINNER, to 313131, and we'll send you a free play right to your cell phone. 313131. Text WINNER, WINNER, to 313131, and clink. This thing will give you a free winner each and every day. So do it.
Nice.
Do it now.
There you go. Not that exact phone.
Yeah, I bring my props with me. See? And if I was selling water, I'd talk about the water.
There you go. I'm selling Dunkin' Donuts coffee here, Gotta have my Dunkin' Donuts. I'm a New England.
I got nothing.
No props at all, Jeff. All right.
No,
well, let's head to the matchup to the 49ers and the Panthers. The 49ers off a very exciting game where they beat the Green Bay Packers. Now they have to go on the road and face a team that beat them on their home field this year. The Panthers, they shut down the 49ers. Will they do it again? This is a game where I think most people going in are going to say it's just going to be a slobber knocker. They're going to beat the daylights out of each other with physical play. And you know what? I don't disagree with that. I have a pretty good opinion on the side in this game. I'm going to keep that for my personal service players. But as far as the total goes, this is one of those games where, to me, it's kind of what you see is what you get. I think this is going to be a defensive showdown. Now, it's tough to bet unders in the NFL. The way the rules are set up, Jesus. I mean, it really is. But there are still certain games that stay under the total. And when the matchup is such as the one we're going to have this weekend, I really think that's what you're going to look at. Look, the 49ers, to score points, they need to run the football. Saw what happened in the game against Green Bay. When they got Kaepernick going on the ground, that's when they flourished. He ran for almost 100 yards and was really big running the ball late.
Absolutely.
Almost threw the game away. The 49ers got out of there with a win. He's got a pass out in the flat that probably should have been picked off. And San Francisco's not even playing anymore. If that gets intercepted, the game is over. That would have been a pick six. So, I think the 49ers are really going to focus on trying to establish a run. We know Carolina's tendencies, very conservative. They want to rely on their defense to win the football game. Old school football, old school playoff football, I should say. This is what it used to be in the NFL playoffs. Defenses dominating. That's not the case anymore, but I think it might be in this game. Jeff, I like the under.
I totally agree. Unlike the Packers, I think the Panthers realize that Colin Kaepernick will take off and run if he has to. The Packers seem to have forgotten that. They were so concentrating on Frank Gore that they let Kaepernick run wild and it cost them the game. I know the Packers had a lot of injuries too, but still, the Patriots, the Panthers defense, 6th against the pass, 2nd against the run. As you said, they won the first meeting 10-9. Carolina 7-1 straight up, 6-1-1 against the spread at home. They've won 11 out of 12. I'm not sure if that week off last week is a good thing or a bad thing because the last 3 Super Bowl champions did not have a bye week. And matter of fact, 5 out of the last 7 played 4 games instead of 3. So sometimes it's good to keep playing, especially when you're hot like that. Carolina is only 29th in passing. The 49ers are 30th. And as you said, the total here is 43. It's down to 42. It might go down to 2 more. But this game, the side, 49ers have the experience. Panthers don't. So I'm going with the total also, and I think the best play here is the under, Dave.
Jim, you're the ace on the totals in this group, and you seem to have a knack for recognizing value as far as these over and unders concerned. I don't know that there is value here, but is it still a good play?